NFTs are taking over the UFC, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know what's causing this, but a lot of fighters, if you've been on Twitter recently, have started posting certain pictures that worry me. As a fan of the UFC, it worries me. First one, I'm going to start with the biggest guy here, Charles Oliveira. There's a different energy in the air this week. From the streets of Brazil to the global stage of the octagon, I've been able to share my gifts with the world. Remember that. Remember my gifts and then my gifts with the world, all right? Gifts and then gifts with the world. Now it's time to return the favor, and he posts a picture of him in a Telegram shirt. All the comments are sharing my, and then this person, just wait. This is a blockchain that so happens to be the blockchain that gifts are used on for Telegram. Strange. But nobody wants this, dude. But let's keep on going. Let's keep on going. Surely Olivera's the only fighter that's done this recently. When was this? December 2nd, so 2 days ago. All right. Oh, Gilbert Burns. Okay. This week is going to be special thanks to all my fans who continue to give the gift of believing in me. This one's for you. Another gift thing, huh? Also, 2 days ago. That was 2/27. When was this? 12/19. So 2 hours after Olivera posted that, Gilbert Burns posts a very similar looking shirt. Huh. And again, everyone, another crypto scam. It's worrying. It's worrying, but surely Charles Oliveira, Gilbert Burns, those are the only two people. Today, this morning, Leon Edwards posts, yesterday's the past, tomorrow's the future, today is a gift. Leon Edwards posted that. Man, that's a... I honestly thought this was AI. Oh, that's a spoiler. I thought that was AI when I first saw it. But this is very worrying, personally. Very worrying topic. I'm not sure what's going to happen with the UFC. This new Paramount deal seems to allow advertisers to get more grip than what they used to. That's the only explanation I can think of. But surely that's it. Edwards, Burns, Oliveira, that's a lot of people. Surely that's it. Oh, what did Merab post? Fight week. Pantoja MMA, respect and good luck. Looking forward to watching you share your gift with the world. Remember, there's no gift on that, no gift receipt on that belt, and it's a text between him and Pantoja on Telegram. It looks like Alejandro Pantoja sent you 25 gift stars. A gift for 25 stars. Can add this gift to their profile or convert it to 21 stars. So what does this convert for 25? So the gift costs them 25 stars. You can convert it into 21 stars. Seems like good conversion rate. Good conversion rate, but you can see it's from Alejandro. Yesterday at 10:10 a.m. Value 25 stars. Appreciate it, brother Merab. Good luck in your scrap as well. Give the fans the gift they deserve. No returns on this belt. Hashtag and still. So both very similar. Very similar. Again, Pantoja even posted this from Merab. Oh, they both sent this to each other. So these the messages that they sent on their gifts are word for word their tweets. There's nothing weird about that. Nothing weird about that. They're hashtagging in their gifts privately between each other. Merab, 2 days ago at 12:06 a.m. But that's a lot of people. Oliveira, Burns, Edwards, Merab, and Pantoja. Surely that's it. But then you remember, not too long ago, November 26th, Khabib had this whole his father's dumb hat. Papka? I don't know. But that was a couple weeks ago. Khabib doing that. That was like a big scam, and that's a very familiar shirt, dude. Very familiar shirt. That's strange. Auction has ended and all the pop has been sold. Appreciate everyone who participated and become the shareholder of this great and exclusive digital gift. Gift with value you can share your friends and loved ones. Let me just see. No. Okay. Let me actually see for some of these other ones. Okay. I was just doing some. Okay. Oh. Okay. Check for here. Let's just scroll. Okay, nothing here. It's a little early for that one. What about here? Telegram LLC. It's just very company-like, is what I've noticed. Very that the fighters are robots. That's what scared me. The biggest scare in this is that the fighters seem like robots in this. I don't know. I don't know. They just seems very weird. Look at this one, John Jones. Maybe I should send one of those Khabib gifts to DC MMA so he can actually enjoy his holiday instead of thinking about all the time. At Durov, which is of course the CEO and founder of Telegram. Huh. So of course this was John Jones responding to DC making fun of him for him spending Thanksgiving in Russia instead of spending Thanksgiving with, I don't know, his family. But you know, John Jones is a nice Christian man who didn't beat his wife and doesn't do drugs and is straight. So you know, he just didn't spend time with his family on Thanksgiving just because he couldn't. And then look at this. The CEO goes, Pavel Durov. I might know a guy at Johnny Bones. All right, Durov, get me a link to Telegram, my guy. I see everyone making the move. And guess what he responds with? The same day, you're one of us now. Johnny Bones, greatest of all time, youngest UFC champion. Of course, everyone knows. Fake news. Jose Aldo's the youngest UFC champion, but they won't let you hear that. They don't want you to know that. But that's weird. Okay. Okay. And then, of course, John Jones also goes, my guy, when he got his own Telegram link, which is cool. So we may see a John Jones version of this soon. Uh-oh. But let's go over who else. No. There we go. Khamzat Chimaev posted an hour ago at 3:36, and this was at 2 p.m., so an hour and a half ago. Brother at Durov, in my corner, my next fight. It will be my honor, 27 minutes ago. Get ready for Chimaev to be in a black Telegram shirt, screaming at the camera. It's very weird how this all is it's like a storm, dude. And I want to see, just look at this. Oh, am I frozen? Uh-oh. There we go. No, that was not it. Look at this. Telegram CEO was in the presence at UFC 321 to support his fellow Russian countrymen. This was October 25th. He's just hanging out. This guy, Victor, is marketing advisor and global community lead for Ton Blockshed, which we've been seeing a lot on the seen a lot of that. Let's see what he has to say. Breaking: Telegram NFT gifts are on Ton blockchain are taking over the UFC. Khabib launched the Papaka Telegram gift collection. Conor McGregor has bought one gift from Khabib. After a brutal exchange on X, John Jones launched Telegram channel. Olivera Burns Edwards posted a picture and t-shirt with Telegram logo. Pantoja Marab exchanged some gifts on Telegram, posted on X. Once UFC steps in, the real fear of missing out will begin. You don't want to miss it. Look at all that. If you are totally new to Telegram gifts on blockchain, please read this. NFTs. It's a whole NFT thing. Let's see this. Oh. Breaking: UFC stars plus Telegram gifts following an exchange between Khabib and Conor over a newly launched collection of 29,000 Bahakas. Several more UFC fighters started to join the trend. This was just yesterday. This has doubled, almost tripled since yesterday. Now let's look at some of Pavel Durov's Let's just look at him. Founder, CEO, Telegram, 2013. Ex-founder of Vontaki, social network in Russia. Part-time troll. What a joker. I think he only follows Elon Musk. But it's just weird how Khabib starts this trend, and then you have Olivera, Burns, Edwards, Murat, Pantoja, John Jones, and possibly Chimaev all just start hopping on the Telegram chain train with NFT scams in the rearview mirror. Just find it very weird. I'm scared. These companies have started to get too much power in the UFC, I feel like, personally. And something needs to happen about it, or else I think it's going to be a new corporate side of MMA where the fighters are, like I said at the beginning, robots to sell products. I would not be surprised if they have a little Telegram logo on their new shorts for the Paramount era. Just so happen to be allowed to have a nice little Telegram gift short. Little logo on their thing. I don't know. I'm good at foreshadowing stuff, so let's just say that's subtle foreshadowing. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow we have more fighters coming out. You know, like I said, Chimaev posting in a shirt. Who would be Evloev in a shirt? Who else would be it? A lot of Brazilian and Russian fighters. John Jones did one. It would be funny if DC came out and won. Like they've been him and John Jones men their feud to scam people on Telegram. I don't know. But that's it for this. This wasn't long enough for one, so I also want to bring up Volk recently did an interview with Fox Sports Australia, and I want to go over some of this because some of this is good. So first off, it was on what he thinks why Diego Lopez got the title shot. Which one is it? Yeah, so he said, so what has Diego Lopez done right to get the title shot then? And he said, with Diego, he's not full story, but the UFC, where this is what I thought in. If you go back to my reaction to the fight announcements, it's because Diego Lopez is accepting every fight, and every other title contender was probably saying, no, I won't fight, so they just gave it to Lopez. The UFC would throw names at him, he kept saying yes, whoever, whenever, but maybe some were declining him. Yeah, like Yair Rodriguez. I wouldn't be surprised if Yair Lopez, or Yair Movzar and Murphy all declined fighting Diego Lopez. Wouldn't be surprised. Would not be surprised. He's the type of guy who will fight anyone, and when you're the type of that guy, opportunities come. I don't like the fight either, but I do think this is a big reason why they did Lopez. Also because he's Mexican, you know. Like I said, you don't have UFC Noche with no Mexican champions. That with no prospect of a Mexican champion. That's all I'm saying. But he also says he's not going to retire. He doesn't think he'll retire. He has some days where he's in camp and he's like, man, how much longer? Other days he's saying he'll win and go back to another fight. You never know. So he hasn't, if he wins, he may go on. He may do one more. So he's saying it's not a retirement fight. He's 37. This is a good one. He says if the UFC calls you and you want another crack at Ilia Topuria, will you take it? He says yes. 100%. He doesn't want it right now, but in the future, if he can get that back, he would like it. The first time I went against Islam Makhachev was really close, and the second one was 11 days notice, so that shouldn't count. But if you're asking me, maybe I need another win. Then I get to make a real proper second shot at the UFC lightweight title. I don't like that, but I think maybe if you beat Lopez again, which I think Lopez is going to win the rematch. But if you beat him again, you beat Movzar, and then maybe one more. Unfortunately, I would like 3. I'd be fine with 2, depends on how well he beats Lopez and Movzar. But just some interesting stuff over this. He picks Patty to win. He thinks Movzar should be the next after Lopez, even though he hasn't fought forever. But I do also think he, should be next. Do you reckon Evloev missed out on Sydney? Undefeated. He didn't But in saying that, he was meant to fight and didn't. There were injuries, and they tried to get him to fight again, and it didn't happen. We all know that doesn't end well for fighters. You know, certain group of fighters only fight when they're perfect, when they're perfectly healthy. And the UFC have started taking notice of people who fight whenever, wherever, like Diego Lopez. This is where he says he'll pick Patty over Gaethje. He's got a lot of fights left. Few fights left on his contract. But yeah, he said he could retire with the belt, and if he is a contender, he'll probably retire as a contender if he ever loses the belt again, which is fair. But yeah, that's kind of the big takeaways I got from this Volk interview. You know, he's not going to retire. He doesn't plan on retiring if he wins. Probably. I think he'd probably do one more if he wins. He would like Movsar after he wins, and the UFC probably gave Lopez the title shot because he said yes to everyone, and everyone said no to him. Yair, Murphy, Movsar, they all just said no. So that's probably why they gave it to him. That's what I thought in the beginning, anyways. But yeah, so quick little overview. Olivera's compromised, Burns is compromised, Edwards is compromised, Merab's compromised. Watch out for these little demons. Pantoja's compromised. Van, please beat him, Van. We can't have a Telegram bot as the flyweight champion. Khabib's always been compromised. John Jones has always been compromised, but more in a in a Christian way, I guess you could say. But he's compromised. Pavel, I mean, I'd watch out for this guy, dude. This may be Ali Abdulaziz Part 2 or something. I don't know. This guy's gay. I mean, happy. Gay as in happy. Chimaev's compromised. We knew that. And Pavel's been planning this for a long time. He's been hanging around UFC at least for I would suggest even further that. There was a thing where, can I get this? Let me find this real quick. One last thing. Khabib goes, oh, you know what? Better way to do it is through here. Better way to do it is through here. He responds to Khabib. There it is. Brother Durov, I always see you in the gym. I think it's time for you to train with the Brotherhood. Send location, brother. How about we start on Telegram? Ah, yes, a great fight. Place to fight freely. This was, of course, a week before the whole Telegram thing that Khabib did. So, I don't know. I'd just watch out. Keep an eye out. So, our poor Olivera's been compromised, though. That's the biggest takeaway. I'm very scared. I think everyone should be scared. I don't know what this means, but I think, like I said, fighters are getting compromised, and it's scary. And that's the point of this video. NFTs are invading, infecting, and infiltrating the UFC, and I don't know how we stop it. I really don't know how we stop it. They've already gotten. Olivera is arguably one of the biggest fighters. Burns isn't, but he's a pretty big fighter in like the Brazilian scene. Edwards is a pretty big British fighter. I know a lot of British people like him because he's British. Merab is a massive fighter. Massive fighter. A lot of popularity recently. A lot of casuals are starting to like him. Pantoja, he's not even in Brazil, he's not that big. But you know, greatest flyweight right now. King of the flyweights. Happens to be a steak ambassador, by the way. So is Merab. Khabib, literally one of the biggest fighters ever. Literally created an awful fan base.